go on then, one last pumpkin recipe for the road. Hi everyone, it's Tasha and welcome to another recipe video. And today for our final October recipe we are going to be making a pumpkin pie creme brulee. Although can you really call it an anything pie because there's no pastry? I'll admit I'm taking a bit of a liberty with the name. If you really want some crunch with it then you can eat this with a biscuit. But for all intents and purposes with this I'm going to be making a pumpkin pie filling style creme brulee. But that's not as catchy. So pumpkin pie creme brulee it is. Even better, we're not going to be using the oven for this. Usually when you make a creme brulee you need to bake it in the oven in a water bath so that your custard doesn't curdle. So it cooks nice and slowly and evenly so you have a really thick, smooth custard. But we're going to cheat today and we're actually going to introduce a little bit of starch in our mixture, which is going to allow us to cook it over the stove like a more traditional custard and pour it straight in a mould and then let it chill. And because we're using corn flour, this recipe is gluten-free. This is much quicker than making a traditional creme brulee, even though making traditional creme brulee isn't actually that difficult. But today we're definitely on easy mode. So let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. Let's make the creme part of the creme brulee. Here I have 300 milliliters of double cream. And I'm going to whisk in 100 grams of pumpkin puree. And I'm going to whisk in 4 egg yolks. Followed by 70 grams of caster sugar, 20 grams of corn flour. I also have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a pinch of ground nutmeg, and a pinch of ground ginger. And because I want this super rich, I'm also going to add 1/2 teaspoonful of vanilla bean paste. You can also add just vanilla extract if you can't find the paste. Give this a good old mix up. Nice, there are no more lumps in there now. And we're going to pour this straight into a saucepan. Make sure you scrape every last bit. Now let's go over to the hob. Now I'm going to switch on the heat to medium heat. And I am literally going to stir this for about, 10-15 minutes until it's nice and thickened. Keep stirring, so this isn't one that you can walk away from. Keep stirring so it doesn't burn the bottom. In fact, at this stage I'm going to transfer to a balloon whisk, just to make sure everything's nice and smooth. And that is actually it. This is how thick you want it. So I'm going to take this off the heat now and immediately pour it into our moulds. Now I say pour, but it's going to be more like spoon, so just do it evenly between our 4 ramekins. These are large ramekins, by the way. They have about 150 milliliter capacity. You can get smaller ones that are quite shallow, but I think this will just about fit the smaller ones too. But if you can, do use the bigger one. And what we're going to do, I've got a towel here. We're going to give each one a few taps just to help even them out a bit. You can also take a spoon and smooth the top just a little bit. And we want to work fast because these are going to solidify quite quickly. There we go. Now we're just going to let these cool down to room temperature and then we're going to pop them in the fridge overnight. Our creme brulees are nice and chilled and now it's time for the actual brulee part. So I'm going to sprinkle about a teaspoonful over each one. Now I have my handy cook's blowtorch. Let's take the stand off, and you can do this under the grill, but if you have one of these, got this cheap offline, then it makes things a bit faster. So something very interesting just happened. This very last one shattered. The glass shattered. What? That has never happened to me before, and I've used these moulds so often. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because they've taken years of abuse. So yeah, we are not going to eat this one for fear of any shards of glass in there. I don't think they are, because this shattered very neatly. I was very impressed. Those are a bit hot, but yeah, we're not going to take our chances. Oh, what a shame, I only have 3 moulds left. These, however, are good to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to let these cool down because they're quite hot on top. We are unfortunately going to discard this one because no one likes eating broken glass. Even though I don't think there's any in there. Better safe than sorry. What a shame. Well, even though we only have 3 left, they still look gorgeous. Now let's crack into one. That looks utterly gorgeous. Right, time to eat. I've got my glass shard free pumpkin pie creme brulee. So sad about that other one, it literally just shattered under the heat of my blowtorch. And like I said, I've used these ramekins for several years in the same way, but also like I said, I guess several years of continuously being heated under an open flame is going to weaken the glass eventually. Because it's time to get myself a new ramekin. Anyway, look at this. And it's super smooth and silky too, can you see that? Oh, lovely. Cheers! So silky smooth, proper pumpkin pie filling flavour and super creamy as well because of course we've got all that cream, those 4 egg yolks enriching it, and of course we've got the crunchy caramel on top. So there you have it, no bake pumpkin pie creme brulee. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video and I hope you will join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.tastes, and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food and slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I will see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. I think that's the fastest I've ever eaten anything ever.